The morning sun barely crept over the horizon when villagers heard something that made their hearts stop. A desperate trumpeting call echoing from somewhere deep in the forest. Not the usual sounds they were accustomed to. This was different. This was distress. Pure panic wrapped in every single note that pierced through the early dawn air. Several farmers dropped what they were doing. Grabbed whatever they had nearby. Started running toward that sound without even thinking twice about it. Their instincts told them something was seriously wrong out there. Something needed help immediately. The urgency in those cries couldn't be ignored by anyone with a beating heart. They pushed through dense undergrowth. Branches scratching at their arms and faces. Didn't matter though. That sound kept pulling them forward like some invisible rope tied around their chests. Getting louder with each step they took. More desperate. More heartbreaking. Until finally they broke through into a small clearing. What they saw stopped them dead in their tracks. Right there in the middle of everything was this massive pit. Must have been dug years ago for some purpose nobody remembered anymore. And down at the bottom was a baby elephant. Couldn't have been more than a few months old. Covered in mud and dirt. Trunk raised up toward the sky. Calling out for help that hadn't come yet. The little one looked exhausted already. Probably been trapped down there for hours. Maybe even since the night before. Its legs were shaking from trying to climb those steep walls over and over again. The sides of the pit were too smooth. Too vertical. No way for those little legs to get any purchase whatsoever. Word spread through the village faster than wildfire. Within an hour practically everyone had gathered around that pit. Old folks. Young kids. Everyone in between. All staring down at this terrified baby elephant that just wanted its mother. Just wanted to be free again. The trumpeting had gotten weaker now. Less frequent. That scared people even more than the loud cries had. Someone spotted movement in the trees beyond the clearing. The mother elephant. She was there. Had been there the whole time probably. Pacing back and forth. Clearly distressed but unable to help her baby. Too heavy to approach the edge without risking the whole thing collapsing. Too big to reach down far enough even if she tried. Just had to watch helplessly while her baby suffered down below. That's when everyone realized this wasn't going to be simple. Couldn't just throw a rope down and pull the little one up. Baby elephants weigh hundreds of pounds even when they're tiny. And this one was panicked. Might hurt itself thrashing around if they tried the wrong approach. Might hurt someone trying to help too. The village elder made a decision right then and there. They needed proper help. Professional help. Someone who knew what they were doing with wild animals. Especially elephants. Especially in crisis situations like this one. A young man volunteered immediately. Jumped on his motorcycle and took off toward the nearest wildlife rescue center. Meanwhile everyone else got to work doing what they could. Someone brought water. Started pouring it down into the pit so the baby could drink. The little elephant seemed confused at first. Then its trunk found the water and it drank desperately. Must have been so thirsty down there. So scared and alone and thirsty. Others started talking to it. Soft voices. Gentle sounds. Trying to keep it calm while they waited for real help to arrive. The baby seemed to respond to their voices. Would look up toward them with those big dark eyes. Eyes that held so much fear but also maybe just a tiny bit of hope now. The mother elephant kept her distance but never left. She knew her baby was down there. Could hear it. Could probably smell it too. But she also seemed to understand somehow that these humans were trying to help. Didn't charge at them. Didn't threaten. Just watched and waited like everyone else. 2 hours passed. Felt like 2 years to everyone standing around that pit. The sun climbed higher. Got hotter. People took turns holding up tarps and blankets to create shade over the pit. Didn't want the baby elephant getting heat stroke on top of everything else. Someone else kept bringing more water down. Then they heard it. The sound of vehicles approaching. Multiple vehicles. The rescue team had arrived. Professionals who dealt with this kind of thing regularly. They came prepared too. Brought equipment. Brought experience. Brought hope with them in a way that made everyone breathe a little easier. The team assessed the situation quickly. Measured the pit. Observed the baby elephant's condition. Noted the mother's position in the trees. Started formulating a plan right there on the spot. They'd done this before. Maybe not exactly this. But close enough. They knew what needed to happen. First thing they did was bring in an excavator. Small one. Maneuverable. The plan was to dig a ramp. Create a gentle slope on one side of the pit that the baby elephant could walk up on its own. Safest method. Least stressful for the animal. But it would take time. Lots of time. The machine roared to life. Started biting into the earth beside the pit. Slowly. Carefully. Couldn't risk the walls collapsing. Couldn't risk burying the baby elephant under tons of dirt. Every scoop had to be calculated. Precise. The operator worked with intense concentration. Sweat pouring down his face despite the shade. Down in the pit the baby elephant watched all this activity with wide eyes. Sometimes it would back away from the noise. Press itself against the far wall. Other times it seemed curious. Would reach its trunk up toward the sounds. The rescue team kept talking to it. Keeping it calm. Keeping it engaged. Hours passed. The sun reached its peak and started its descent. The excavator kept working. Scoop after scoop. The ramp was taking shape. Gradually. A gentle incline forming where before there had been only vertical walls. Everyone could see the progress. Could feel hope building with each bucket of earth removed. The mother elephant came closer now. Still cautious. Still wary. But she could see what was happening. Could understand somehow that these humans were creating a path. A way for her baby to escape. She made soft rumbling sounds. The kind mother elephants make to their calves. The baby responded with its own little rumbles. Finally, as the afternoon wore on, the ramp was complete. A smooth slope leading from the bottom of the pit up to ground level. The excavator backed away. The engine shut off. Sudden silence fell over the clearing. Everyone held their breath. This was the moment. Would the baby elephant understand? Would it climb out? The rescue team moved everyone back. Gave the pit plenty of space. Didn't want to spook the little one now. Not when freedom was literally right there. They called to the mother elephant. Encouraged her to make her presence known. To call to her baby. She did. A long low rumble that seemed to vibrate through the ground itself. The baby's head shot up. It knew that sound. Knew that voice. Its mother. Calling. The little elephant took a tentative step toward the ramp. Then another. Its legs were shaky. Tired from the ordeal. But it kept moving. Up the ramp it went. Slowly. Carefully. Sometimes it would slip a little in the loose dirt. Would catch itself. Keep going. Everyone watching wanted to cheer. Wanted to shout encouragement. But they stayed silent. Didn't want to break the spell. Didn't want to scare it back down. Higher and higher. The baby elephant climbed. Getting closer to the top with each step. Its trunk reached up. Testing the air. Smelling freedom. Smelling its mother. Almost there. Just a few more steps. Just a little bit further. And then it was up. Out of the pit. Standing on solid ground. The baby elephant stood there for a moment. Looking around. Like it couldn't quite believe what had just happened. Then it saw its mother. She was right there. Waiting. Had been waiting all day. The reunion was something nobody there would ever forget. The mother rushed forward. The baby ran to meet her. They wrapped trunks around each other. Touched faces. Made sounds of pure joy and relief. The mother ran her trunk all over her baby. Checking for injuries. Making sure it was really okay. Really safe. Tears rolled down faces in that clearing. Tough farmers who'd seen everything. Young kids experiencing something profound. Rescue workers who did this regularly but never got used to moments like this. Everyone was crying. Everyone was smiling. Everyone felt like they'd witnessed something sacred. The mother elephant looked back at the humans. Just once. A long steady gaze that seemed to hold understanding. Maybe even gratitude. Then she gently guided her baby toward the forest. Away from the pit. Away from the danger. Back to safety. Back to their herd. The villagers watched them go. Watched until the gray shapes disappeared into the green shadows. Until the sounds of their passage faded away. Until there was nothing left but the empty pit and the ramp and the memory of what they'd all accomplished together. Someone suggested filling in the pit. Making sure this never happened again. Everyone agreed immediately. They'd start tomorrow. Would make sure no other animal ever fell into that trap. Would turn something dangerous into something safe. As the sun set that evening, people walked back to their homes. Exhausted. Filthy. Absolutely triumphant. They'd saved a life today. Had brought a family back together. Had done something that mattered. Something real. Something good. That's what it's all about, really. Coming together when it counts. Putting in the work. Not giving up even when it's hard. Even when it takes all day in the hot sun. Even when success isn't guaranteed. You do it anyway. Because that's what makes us human. That's what makes us decent. That's what makes moments like this possible in the first place.